Renee Bays, Rakim John, 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 Renee Bays.
Hello everyone. Welcome to Podcast of Color, where four trash bags of color come together to make some sense of this world. I am John, and I am a fan of aardvark dicks.
I am.
What is that? Oh, it's a thing on Pen 15, the show Pen 15 on Hulu, and she's like making fun of this guy who's uncircumcised and saying that his dick looks like an aardvark.
That.
But I support aardvark dicks.
That's an attack, and it needs to. Okay. Wow.
Who are y'all?
I am. My name is Rakim, and I am where hands touch.
No. Where they don't need to be touching.
Where they don't need to be touching. Wow, what a moment. A moment that is most displeasing to me in my movie seeing career. Like, woo. Yeah, my name is Rakim, and I'm scarred from seeing that Amanda Stenberg Nazi sympathizing kind of lover movie. Who are you? Bazé?
Me?
Yeah, Bazé.
Moi? Oh my god, that's so weird. Sorry, I just turned the background noise on the mic down and I can't hear myself, so I'm like, it's weird. Anyway, I am Baze. I am the book completing huntress.
Oh
yes. I just finished my second draft, 95,000 words.
Did you say 95,000 words?
Goddamn.
Yes. 26 chapters, 95,000 words. So I'm really, really just excited to, send that out to people and see what they think.
There's a beginning, a middle, and an end.
And an end, bitch.
Woo!
Damn.
And it wraps up a completed story. Don't yeehaw, bitch.
Congratulations.
You deserve a yeehaw for each chapter, ho. Go on.
Yeah, and then of course our fourth trash bag is
not
studying
of course.
Horde. She's studying Horde. And she couldn't make it this week, but hopefully we could work it out next week. Yeah. So I guess we can move forward with the question of the color. So
this was a submission.
It's so bad that Renee is not here for this week because I feel like he would have so much to say about this question. What is the best way the 1% could spend their money?
Who would like to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Because I was literally just having this conversation with my friend the other day, and I was like, we were really talking about it. We were like, what's like the number one issue? And like, it's really the environment. Like, yes, Black Lives Matter. Yes, poverty, all that shit. But if we don't have an earth to live on, like, we all dying.
So, no, that's key.
I think the number one thing that should be focused on is I don't know if we can even reverse anything anymore, but at least like stopping it where it's at and doing our damnedest to fight climate change. Because at the end of the day, you rich people gotta live on this planet too. I know y'all trying to move to Mars. But that's not looking too realistic right now. So,
I love how you're saying y'all and like talking to them like they're listening to this.
Some of them, look, you never know. There might be a guilty ass.
If there's any 1%er listening to this show,
we do,
we do accept donations.
Period. Like, we're not too proud, like at all.
Ain't too proud to beg. No.
I ain't too proud to do a lot of shit. So work.
Ooh. He said race play. What?
Okay, let's not. The projection.
Next question.
Next question. What do you guys think?
So my Black Life does matter, and I would like some money. So that's great, bitch. You're so noble. Right? Like, so what I would do is, okay, so first, do we have like a limit of how much money we have in this situation, or like how much money does
I think you get one situation to take care of.
Just one?
I mean, so we're talking 1%, right? We're talking about. Oh, you're asking how many situations you can fix.
Yeah, total amount. Okay, I'm gonna search this.
No,
Total
it's
amount.
the best way. The best way. So what's the one thing that it's one? You gotta just pick one.
Okay. Damn. Okay. What I would do is what I would do is I would set up a system of reparations.
Okay.
And I would make sure that those black people in careers that maybe aren't as lucrative and well-paying, such as creative fields, get, extra help because black creatives matter. And so that's my mission. So I would set up a system of reparations where black people are adequately compensated for all of the work hard labor and also bullshit that we have to deal with on a more often than daily basis, hourly minute basis, honestly. And then maybe the people that like need more help, like, creative people or maybe people that like aren't in math and sciences, but get like a little bit more of a boost, because I think that we always tell people like, oh, you can be whatever you want to be, except you can be whatever you want to be in America, but like only if it's a math or scientist.
Yeah.
Like everyone else can fucking choke. So I think I would try to set up maybe like some kind of like arts program, or you know what? Okay, I would maybe even set up like a maybe like a arts youth center or something like that. It doesn't have to be anything big, and then also my bills or my debt. But I think that's kind of obvious.
Okay. So personal reasons, got it. No, I'm kidding.
and what about it?
Called her out.
Yeah.
My answer.
Whatever costs your spirit.
My answer is a little biased because I work in healthcare. So I was going to say universal healthcare or healthcare for all, and that includes like research and big pharma and insurances, things like that. I think healthcare is such a huge issue. And are we talking about our country specifically, or just like the world? Or I guess 1%ers in America could help a lot with our healthcare system.
Could end like literally everything everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel a lot of people are working to pay their medical bills. A lot of people can't pay their insurances. A lot of people are out on the street because of healthcare. A lot of people can't afford medications they need because they're sick, or like, so which makes them sicker, and they got to work harder so they can pay it's just like this vicious cycle. And I think that, I don't know. I think a lot of issues could be solved if our healthcare was improved.
Oh, definitely.
I agree.
A lot of people, like I said, they work a second job, or they work harder, or people end up stealing, or they end up doing drugs, or they're on the street. And it's like a lot of these problems are due to health. And that includes like mental health and physical health and emotional health. And I think a lot of the money could be put into better resources. And I know that there's some conversation about healthcare for all. And like, I know that there's a lot of changes happening, but I'm just really worried to see how this all unfolds, because even though that in America, I think we pay the highest insurances and in medical, we're like ranked 100 something in healthcare. Mm-hmm. And that's crazy as a first world country, as much bragging as Americans do about how great this country is, like our healthcare is one of the worst, and it's embarrassing. And I work in healthcare, and it's just like, I wonder what it's like to work in healthcare where in places with universal healthcare, like in Canada or Australia, or, other places where it's healthcare isn't ranked, like people aren't laughing at you, America has come pretty far in medical advancements, but as far as like it being accessible to the people, that's a whole other issue, So I think the 1% could help out with that.
Yeah. I agree. And like, apparently I just looked, in order to be considered the 1% in America, all you have to do is not all you have to do, but you have to make more than $700,000. So I thought it was actually way higher than that, but it's not. Like, So that's actually like that actually makes me realize like how few people actually like make over $500,000, like, which means that like that few people, like the few people in the 1%, because it's not even as wide as I thought it was. Like it's even narrower than that. So those little amount of people control that much money. Like, damn.
Yeah. I mean, they're hoarding their wealth and they're not going to use most of it. It's so funny because when you think about, people always post these things like, oh, this person makes like this many millions of dollars a minute or a day or something.
The fuck up.
And that's how much these billionaires are making literally every day. Like, they're making like millions a day. Just, they wake up and they made money. Like, they don't have to even do anything at that point. They're not building their wealth. Like, they're not building it through hard work, certainly, anymore, if they ever did. And they're not going to use any of it. Like, it's just going to be hold up, and then the next generation is just going to hold theirs up, too.
Yeah,
and it's just, so... Whatever. It's time to bring back the guillotine.
Period. Chair, but make it electric.
Right? Like, let's make a combo.
Oh, we need to call Super Bitch. Every time I hear the word combo, that's what you need a combo.
Period.
Period.
You know what I like doing now? I like doing the hand gesture when you like cut off the head. Like, period.
Period. You have to take like a little pause. You have to like do it as your hand moves across your neck.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, period.
And like, would that be the call to kill the rich? Sorry, oop.
Yes.
Oh my god. Oop. What? We love the rich. All right, I think that's gonna wrap up the intro. We'll be back with minutes of.
Wait, did everyone even answer?
Yeah, John did.
There's only 3 of us. Mm-hmm. Well, what would Renee say?
Ooh, I think he would just say burn down the system. Maybe, I don't know.
I think the
CIS.
You know, in Inglourious Bastards, when like they're in the theater and like she's like, oh god, what is that guy's name? She's like, is it Marcel? She's like, Marcel, burn it down. And he goes, oui, Shoshana. And then he like flicks his cigarette into the film thing, and it goes up in flames. That's like Renee, but like with all the money.
Facts.
Or like when the Joker like burns the money, like some men just want to see the world burn. Like Renee's like, some men just want to see all the money burn, and like he's just like sitting in there and just watching it.
I can see that. I can see that. Okay, so we're gonna be back with minutes of color.
Oui, Shoshana.
What up? What was that, John?
I don't know. I was trying to.
Is that when you're trying to?
I just want to support my friend.
He was like, I just wanted to be included. I didn't know where I was going with that. I was just like, I like got scared a little bit when I got into it because I was like, where am I going with this? And then I felt like I couldn't stop because I thought
Nicki Minaj was about to jump out.
I was just like, I don't know. Anyway, so apparently Lucy from I Love Lucy used to do poppers.
Yes,
Miss Ball. I mean, her last name is Ball. So
Ooh. No, there's nothing really to say about that.
What?
What? I wonder what kind of. I wonder what brand she was using.
She's a double Scorpio girl for sure.
But okay, what brands did they have back then? Like, when did she use them?
I'm like, I don't know, because this could have been any point. Like, this woman was born in 1911 and she died in 1989. So at some point between, probably not 1911 because she was a baby. Let's say 18. At some point between
Rush,
1929 and 1989.
It had to be Rush because that was the only one that like existed then. Because people actually used poppers for other reasons back then, right? Like they were actually used to clean things.
Were they? I don't know the history of poppers.
I'm asking John, right?
Oh, ooh.
Sorry, no. I mean, it's not that. I just know John knows.
I think historically they used to use poppers in the military, for folks who were like going on these high elevation missions where they would be cold, and so I know that they found that it keeps you warm. But then I think the side effect was
tea, actually.
making people pass out and is also making people kind of horny. So backfired on the military. But yeah, they you can't. So poppers is alkyl nitrates, and you can't go to a store and legally say I want to buy poppers. You have to go and say like aroma or like or do you carry this? But you can't say poppers because it's illegal to say poppers, and it's illegal for the employee staff to say like this is what this is for. They can't tell you how to use it, but they can like sell it to you if that makes sense. So it's a fun little recreational activity that people partake in.
Wow. Not only that though, like when you do say, like I know one time I was at the Pleasure Chest, and like
shout out to the Pleasure Chest.
like,
what is that?
It's
the
a
Pleasure
sex shop
Chest.
in,
it's a sex shop in West Hollywood. It's on Santa Monica. It's everything. Like, I went in there once and I asked them if they have poppers, and they were like, ah! Like, I was like, oh my god, what? Like,
yeah, you can't say that.
Yeah. And I was just like, okay, like, ma'am, this is an Arby's, like, it's not that serious. Yeah, they will not, like, they won't sell it to you if you say that. And I forget, you have to say something cleaner. I forgot that's why
VCR cleaner.
Thank you. There you go.
Or electrical cleaner. But yeah.
I wonder if like any of our parents like accidentally like used them that way when they were trying to clean something and like got high. I wonder if like that's possible.
I think maybe. But do you guys know if poppers is singular or plural? Like, can you ever just say?
Okay, so anyway,
mind blown.
Moving right along. You know what? Between this and Rakeem's like high posts on Twitter, I'm sick. I'm sick. Anyway.
Wait, okay, the wig question was a great question, bitch. Like, do wigs made out of human hair grow? I mean, I know the answer is no. I know the answer is no.
I'm not jumping on that one.
I know the answer is no now, but at the time, bitch, that was okay. No.
Anyway, Miss Ariana Grande is under fire once again.
Once again.
Once again. She is headlining Pride in Manchester. So a lot of the gays are very upset because the tickets are doubled, or they went up from 40K to like 50 something K. Yeah, so they're from 42. I don't know why I said K. Lord Jesus, £42 to £56.
I'm really bad at conversion. Is that a lot of money?
Oh wait, no, girl. Wait. Okay, no, sorry. They were trying to convert it into US dollars. So it's £42 period, but it's so that amounts to $56. So, sorry, that's what they're saying. And I don't know. Like, what do y'all think about her? People being mad at her for doing that.
So you know how we said last section, what would the rich do with their money? I want to amend my answer to say that they should just pay for Pride tickets for everyone to go see.
Yeah, that's facts. But I don't think so. Yeah. So I think. Sorry, I didn't mention this. Is the Queen of Manchester is what she was. It's the title she was given, but it's basically just the headline. It's just the headliner. It's the headline position, so they're calling her the Queen of Manchester Pride. And people are upset because they feel the Queen of Manchester Pride should be queer.
Who else is performing?
I don't know. I have no idea.
But I'm like, MNEK is like right there. Like, it's
But I also just like, I don't know. Like, there's Britney Spears headlined Brighton Pride last summer. Like, I don't know. I don't know that people need to be queer necessarily to headline a Pride.
That's tea, because Tinashe slayed when she did LA Pride.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't there for that, so I didn't see, but
you're lost.
I'm sure she did. No, I'm sure. Oh, okay. I said I'm sure she did. I was not doubting. Was not doubting. Anyway.
Protective.
You know?
Someone has to be for her.
I don't know. I feel like I don't think that anybody, I don't know. I mean, I guess everyone should be upset if they want to be upset. But I also don't think she has anything to do with the rising ticket costs. Because, like, especially you come to, like, New York, you go to LA, like, the tickets are always getting more and more expensive. Like, in New York, like, I'm not even bothering going to the pier or wherever that, like, there's the main event that all the, like, the gays go to. And I haven't gone ever because it's like $80 to get in, and I'm just like, for what? And then you have to pay. That's to get it to that, and then you have to pay for all these parties, and all these clubs are so expensive to get into, and it's just like, girl, forget about it. It's like, damn, you got to be rich just to, like, you can't even have pride. Like, pride is so corporatized that, like, it has nothing to do with Ariana.
Yeah, that's so embarrassing. It's just so embarrassing how it costs money to, like, celebrate your history and, like, your community and what you've been through, and, like, to make us pay for that is, like, it's backwards. It's fucked up. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. Like, it should be like a volunteer thing or like some type of, like, I don't know, nonprofit.
Like, I know that the parades are free. Like, everyone can watch the parades.
Yeah.
But, like, to make us pay to go see something to, like, I don't know, it's homophobic, transphobic. It's everything.
Yeah. And then it's like, also, like, how many people, like, got tickets and aren't even a member of the community and are taking the space that someone else could be enjoying.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, obviously there's no way to, like, investigate that. But, like, you know, it's just...
Imagine if they check that at the door. like they do bag checks and ID checks. Like,
but how would they even check that you're, like, not cis or gay or something? There's no way to do that. Maybe if there's, like, a truth serum or something they could give you. I don't know.
It's poppers. Poppers are the truth serum.
Is it poppers?
Yeah. Who lies on poppers? I don't. I mean, I lie down, but... Okay,
anyway. Yes. Anyway. So, I don't know if you heard about this, Rakeem, that Will Smith is set to play Serena Williams' dad in the film.
Rakeem?
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Oh my god, my mic was like muted, and I was. Oh my god, I'm dumb. I was sitting here. I didn't even know that I muted it. I was sitting here cracking up. And I was like,
we didn't even know.
Yeah, I was like, damn, she's mad silent right now. Okay,
sorry, my bad. I was like, wait, okay. Wait, is this supposed to be problematic in some kind of way?
I mean, I find it to be. I find it to be. Have you seen her dad?
No, is her dad like really dark skinned?
Yes.
Oh.
And like, and a lot of like articles have been framing it as, oh, people are saying he's not black enough, which literally no one has said. We're just saying that you give a lot of roles to light skinned people as it is. The least you could do, because we don't want another Nina Simone situation. Y'all saw how horrific. What's that name? That woman's name?
Zoe Saldana.
That's
why Marvel got sick of her ass.
You saw how horrible she looked. She looked better as that green alien in the Marvel movie than she did as Nina Simone.
Not Gamora. Gamora's annoying ass.
But she did. Look, she looks sickening as Gamora. I can't hate. But did you see like the prosthetic nose that she had and like the horribly caked on dark skin makeup that she had on in that movie? Like, it was ugly.
Oh, no.
So, I mean, granted, I don't think they'll do any of that because I don't think, like, Nina Simone's looks are attached to, like, who she was. I don't know that Serena Williams' dad, you know what I mean? Like, it's not central to his story, him being dark-skinned. I don't know. But I still feel like I feel like they could have just cast a dark-skinned person. I don't think that he should be up for the role, to be honest.
No, I agree with you. I guess, like... This is gonna sound terrible. I just don't have the energy to be outraged at a lot of shit anymore. Like, I'm just tired.
I mean, I'm not outraged. I just don't think it's a good idea.
No. I agree. It's just like I just feel like, you know, when people go deep, heavy, you know, spiritual Negro side, like Negro spiritual side, like that's just how I feel. It's just like it's almost kind of like we're just constantly bombarded with bullshit, and it's like. Why, we've been talking about this stuff since like 2016. Like, have casting directors not like? Is it the same casting directors that we've like been, like? What's happening? Fix the problem. It's like, it's so simple at this point, and yet people just refuse to do it, and that's what I don't understand. Like, it's not that hard. Just do better.
Facts. I don't know if you guys heard about this show called Interested In.
No.
Is that like
Okay.
into?
Wait.
R.I.P. R.I.P.
You know, like when someone says
No.
interested in, is that like into?
I mean-
question mark?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
It's a new web series. It's a new queer web series. And there's a screen grab, and it's of this white guy in bed kissing this black guy, and so it's caused quite a, not really a debate. I think like a lot of people are just like, hey, like a lot of black queer people, myself included, are just kind of like, hey, like, when are we gonna get like 2 black men? Like, it's not anything. So that was the response, because the screen grab is this interracial couple kissing in bed, and so a lot of like black queer people on Twitter were just like, when are we gonna get more media that like centers like black queer love, like monoracial, 2 black people falling in love with each other? And it was interesting for me because it was just like, I feel like it just I mean, I've talked about it on the show, like we've talked about this a lot. Like, I feel like when you continuously only show black people being in love with white men, black queer people being in love with white men, I think it sends a message of about which relationships are valuable and which relationships are worthy of being seen. And I think you teach people that they have to be attached to a white person to have any value. And
Ooh.
it's irritating to me because I feel like that's not something. It would be one thing if that was the only kind of queer relationships we were able to see. But if there's ever a gay relationship, 90% of the time, it's like, I don't want to say 90%, I don't know. But like a lot of the percent of the time, it's 2 white guys with each other. And then if it is a person of color involved, it's always a white person with a person of color. You never really get like 2 Asian guys together, or 2 like black guys together, or 2 Latino, like brown Latinx guys together. It's always a white and
Right.
whatever. And so I think like it just clearly shows you that that's what this is about. And it's not about this series in particular. And that's what I wanted to get away from, because I found out that my coworker is the guy in that in the show, and also the creator of the show. And
Wait, what?
yeah, he's my coworker, and he's a white gay guy. He's really sweet. I love him. And it's not about him. It's not even about the show. It's just about like a continued trend, and the fact that we're not getting to see a little bit more, and the fact that it's so infuriating because we get to see so many white gay guys be in relationships with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I just want to say it's not about the specific thing. It's just about the general
No,
thing.
yeah, I was just gonna say, do any of y'all watch Sex Education on Netflix?
Mm-hmm.
No, but I've heard it's good.
It's so good.
And then like I don't know if you saw the part where like the white guy with the big dick is like hitting on the gay black guy,
Yeah.
and it's just like, I don't know. I wanted to be excited, but also like the same reason. Like, I wish it was another person of color. And
I mean, like, if we have to have interracial, can we get 2 men of color of different colors, but of color?
right.
But you saw how it was when the black guy hit on the South Asian guy. It was like it didn't even happen. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it wasn't even.
I mean,
possibility.
but to be fair, that's kind of how real life is sometimes. We're like,
yeah,
other people of, I mean, from my personal experience, I meet a lot of people of color who are not into other people of color, and I'm just like, yeesh.
yeah. No, that's true.
So,
But I think
in a way that is realistic.
But do you think that might be part of why? Because
Right,
again, you're
you're
constantly showing. Because like I remember even I don't know if I forgot the name of the article, but it was by a friend, Mitchell Kuga, wrote about a bunch of talked to a bunch of Asian guys talking about Tumblr porn and how they were able to finally see the kind of porn that they wanted to see via Tumblr,
Right.
and like how like that affected them in their personal lives. And I think so much of like
sure.
these things, and being able to see ourselves, being able to visualize yourself in a situation can lend itself to you being more open to things in your day-to-day life.
Right. Yeah.
And I think if you can't even like visualize it because you're not even shown it, not that that's like the sole reason. Obviously, representation isn't gonna fix everything, but like I think it can't hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry,
I'm not really
gonna.
No, I'm just not gonna say much because I agree with you guys. But like, I have a white boyfriend, and I'm not gonna be like. But like, I agree with you guys.
Yeah, but that doesn't like you.
Yeah.
No. I know. No. I fully agree with you guys. But what I'm saying is, I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to deal with people saying something to me. So, like,
yeah.
Like, I know how the internet works, and the moment you say something, it's like your opinion is automatically invalidated on the subject. So I'm just gonna cut that there because I'm not trying to deal with people this week. So anyway,
okay. Well, anyway, RuPaul's Drag Race is going to the UK. Which it's funny that it's just now happening because isn't there a Filipino Drag Race?
No, there's a Thai Drag Race, but thanks for being. I'm kidding.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm kidding.
Well,
but yeah, there is a Drag Race Thailand, and I think there is one. You know what? Let me not. It's somewhere in South America.
Okay. Yeah, I remember reading about that too. Yeah, so apparently Michelle Visage is signing on, as well as Graham Norton.
Wait, so Michelle Visage is going to do American Drag Race and British Drag Race? That's crazy.
Yeah, apparently. Wait, did we talk about this last week?
I think so, but I mean,
oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Are you guys caught up on season 11 yet? This season?
We did talk about this last week. Can we cut this?
Last white?
No.
Oh my god. No, I just mean, can we cut and then go to the next story?
Yeah, but are we all? Oh, wait, we're not caught up on. Are we all caught up on season 11 though?
I'm not watching it.
Dang!
I know. I just thought
guys.
I thought I can't do it. I'm sorry, but I just wanted you to be able to have the space to talk about it. So
you're so sweet.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and talk about it.
I mean, I just want to quote what it's kind of a mess. I mean, we're only in episode 2, and Bianca Del Rio made this post recently that was like, on our first episode, we have a cyst. On our second episode, we have a stroke. Like, this is a season of issues. And it's kind of fucked up because I feel like this show is sort of or I don't know what the word is, exploiting people's traumas. And like, I don't know what goes on behind the scenes, but I feel like they are forcing a lot of people to revisit their traumas and making them say it on national TV. And who knows? I don't know. Maybe a lot of these queens want to express it in this platform or in this way, but sometimes it feels a little forced. So if, for those of you who aren't watching, one of the queens had stated that she had a stroke and like she doesn't feel comfortable like performing or being in pictures or sometimes like being on stage because she had like lost half of her body during the stroke. But now she's rehabilitated. She did amazing on her lip sync, but it's just like, it feels a little like the producers are like, hey, tell us something really sad so we can make good TV, I don't know. But I did feel like, and I don't know how anyone else feels about this, but I feel like Michelle Visage kind of went in on one of the Muslim girls because of her accent. Yeah.
Okay, I heard, I don't know what went on, but I heard something. I heard a lot of tweets. I read a lot of tweets that said like, oh, Michelle Visage's critique was racist, and I was confused as to what that was.
I don't know if it was racist, but okay, so one of the girls is Muslim, and obviously English isn't her first language, and she was saying opulence instead of opulence. And I thought that was a very nitpicky kind of critique on Michelle's part and the judge's part during the recording, because they were trying to get her to say opulence and she kept saying opulence, and I thought that was endearing or whatever. Like, she can't say opulence, whatever. That's not her. English isn't her first language, obviously, and if it is, that's just a mispronunciation. Who cares? But they kept critiquing her for it, and making her cut, redo it because you're not saying opulence, you're saying opulence, and it just wasn't a good look. It was kind of cringy to watch. I thought she was doing fine, but whatever. White people.
Damn, that's awkward.
Yeah, it was really cringy. But I mean, she did really well. I think she did well. Obviously, well, I don't want to give it away, but anyway.
Yeah,
that's the show so far. It's a little bit of a mess, but I'm still watching it.
Yeah, I mean, look, and more power, and you're in good company because I'm still hearing a lot about it, so I'm sure a lot of other people are watching it too.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with the show either. It's just I don't know. I just haven't cared. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For me, it started out as like I had an issue and it was like a thing. Like I decided I didn't want to watch it, and then I just like didn't. Yeah, I just got to that point where I just didn't care. But I'm also like totally in support of people talking about it because I know that it's still like a great source of entertainment for a lot of people. So I did want to, give you the space to talk about that because you also clearly enjoy it.
We're overloaded too, though. That's the thing. Like, it's just like this drag. It's literally like the next season after season 11 is probably already. It's like filming right now, probably. Like, and then once season 11 comes out, like ends, the next one's gonna start in 3 weeks, and it's like I can't keep up. Like, it's just like.
Yeah,
if it was like
was literally less than a month ago.
If it was like once a year that it came out or something, and like they took time and did all that shit, then I'd be there every week. But like to dedicate every Friday, bitch, like, and at this point is every Friday, like can't do it.
Every Thursday now.
Oh shit, bitch! See, that's even worse. So it's just a lot, That's all.
Yeah.
I think they're just trying to hit while the iron is hot, like while we're still relevant, hurry, push it out.
But I hate that concept though. Yeah. Like take your time and like make a quality product instead of like half-ass, because that's why we get double winners. Like
tea.
Like so anyway, like and then the drag queens are the ones that get screwed over because they're just getting cycled through like nothing,
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. That's actually a discourse because I think this show is a little damaging to local girls.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they were talking about in that article about it moving to the UK, as they felt like it was gonna be damaging to the local culture there and like stamp out a lot of like the up and coming girls.
I don't know. I am not a professional drag queen, so I can't like put that much 2 cents into it, but I feel like it is a good platform for a lot of girls, and like it's done a lot of great things for different people, like transgender queens, like some local queens, but also like at your local bar, are you there to see a girl, or are you there to see a drag race girl? Like there's a difference in supporting drag race and drag queens,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it gets murked because of this. Not murked, murky. Ooh, sorry. Sometimes the hood rat jumps out.
We don't like murky waters.
Oh no. But I mean, but you're right. It hurts them because it's like I've heard so many times in LA, like, oh, if it's not a drag race girl, I'm not going. Like, I don't know who that is. Like,
yeah, that's fine.
and that's and like and if
or like, what's her Instagram?
Right, but it almost feels like now, in order to be successful, people's goals are like, I need to get on Drag Race, as opposed to I need to do the best drag possible. I don't know the world, but if I were a drag queen, that's what I would have to think, like, because of how people, or I either have to have a really, really, really good social media following to the point where I don't need Drag Race, like, and the only person I could have thought of that would have needed that could have been like that would be like Aquaria, and like, other than that, like, and I guess or the white girls, like the queens of color, for sure. It's like, and especially because they get lumped together all the time too. So it's just like, how many times has Monet Exchange been called Monique Hart? Like, so it's just like, so it's just kind of like that. I appreciate the show for what it has done in terms of like raising the awareness of drag and queer culture and almost like normalizing it in a way that like that's a great thing. Like, because that's what we want, that people, it's great that people can dress up in drag and they have in 2019 and they're safer theoretically than, like 5-10 years ago. But the side effect of that is like the only ones that it creates like a mini caste system almost, where like the drag race queens are up here, like the social media girls are right under there, and then all the other queens are under that. And a lot of times when that happens, the talent, like a lot of creative new talent and like people that are new and stuff are in that bottom quote category and don't get to make their way up to the top 2. Yeah, and that's what sucks.
Well,
support your local queens is what I'm saying.
Yeah, right.
If you're into drag.
Yeah, do that. No, what?
Do that.
According to a citation in The Good Neighbor by a King, people kind of didn't realize that Mr. Rogers came out as bisexual, and it caused quite the uproar on Twitter. I didn't know that at all either. But also, I don't know. Like, it's funny because I thought he was gonna be like a molester.
Oh, yikes!
Like, that's what I thought when I was growing up. I always was really creeped out by him, and so I thought that.
Why?
I don't know. Like, he just gave me vibes, and apparently I'm not alone in this because a lot of people were expecting stuff to come out about him, and it came out like obviously he was like a great person, and that had nothing to do with anything. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know why he just he's just always creeped me out. Like, I never enjoyed watching that show.
Huh.
Yeah.
I read the article that they were, writing about him. Mm-hmm. They wrote about him, and I like the way he kind of approached it, which was like, I've been attracted to men, and I've been attracted. Like, he was almost kind of, the way I read it was him almost kind of being like annoyed that he had to explain it. Even it was kind of almost like, yes, I've been attracted to women, I've been attracted to men. If I have to put it on a line, I'm in the middle. Like, and
he said I must be right smack in the middle.
Like, I actually thought that was, and what's really sad is like, imagine like, I feel like in 2019, Mr. Rogers could probably say he's, I don't know. I was gonna say probably say if his show were to exist, he could probably say he's like bisexual on the show, and like it would be okay to certain people. But like, thinking about that, like back then, there's no way, because being gay automatically was associated with like being a pedophile and liking kids and all this sick shit. And it like hurts to maybe think about like how he had to. I don't know the history of Mr. Rogers, so he could be problematic as fuck. But like,
no, from what I understand, he was a great man. I've since read stuff about him, and he's everything that anyone has to say about him is that he was great.
Like, it's just like, it sucks to know that like someone that was in the public for that long had to like hide themselves because he would be called those things. And it's like that, especially like a kid's figure could think, and like how much that could have helped. Like, he could have been like, it's okay if you have these feelings and blah, 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 blah. But like, now that won't be able to happen. That sucks.
Yeah. I think part of it too was like that, like, what's that? Pee Wee Herman, that's his name. He had that I think that it was probably like my internalized misogyny, where I was like thinking of it like as here's this soft man who's like dressed well, like there's something weird going on here. And I had to like interrogate that feeling, because I'm like, that's probably where a lot of that came from. And he even says in the article that people were like, I mean, he doesn't say, people say in this article on Towel Road, they talk about people thinking that he was like a sissy, or like that he was gay because there was something soft about him. And obviously like Pee Wee Herman's different. Wasn't he like didn't he do something in the theater?
He like jacked off in a like porn theater. He got caught up jacking off in a theater or something like that. But I don't think, I have to double check that, because I remember hearing some weird shit about Pee Wee Herman too, but I don't remember if it was
okay. Let's not talk about what we don't know. Yeah. What I do know is that Just for Fans, if you don't know what Just for Fans is, it's like OnlyFans, but not.
But just for fans, not only for fans.
Exactly. So they have done something that's unprecedented, which is not surprising because the company was founded in 2018, in February of 2018.
Wow.
Yeah. But they kicked off one of their most lucrative performers. Big C Min is their name. The name? This gay couple that lives in somewhere.
Oh, I actually know who that is.
Oh yeah. I mean, their videos are everywhere. So yeah, if you don't know them, you've probably seen their videos.
I've seen their Armin Rizzo video. Okay, what did they do?
Oh, girl, of course you did. You know what? The other day, who's starting to get like a little bit too much for me? Not like they're attractive and they do good work, but Austin Wolf.
Oh.
I'm just like getting to a point where it's just like too much. And the other day I came across a video of Austin Wolf and Armand Rizzo. I was like, this is too much. It's just too much. Like, this guy done topped everybody. This guy done bottomed everybody. I'm like, I can't. I need some fresh faces.
They fucked like multiple times. Like, I think they just like to fuck each other.
Oh,
like,
I'm sure, but it was just like it was one of Austin's OnlyFans videos, and I was just like, I have no more nuts to give. I'm sorry.
No more nuts to give.
I have no more nuts to give.
These guys are not
I'm jacking
cute.
it off. I'm not gonna comment on people's looks because we love everyone here at Podcast with Color. Yes, we do.
Okay.
Oh, I see. I get what I'm picking up what you're putting down. I get it.
No, honestly, I'm just like I don't find either one of them attractive. Either. But basically what they did was they got into it with, what's this nigga's name? So Corey is the main guy. He's Big C, and then his husband's name is Jared Tyler. And they perform, and they have a bunch of guys. They have sex with each other, and then they have threesomes, or sometimes they have sex with people separately on their just for fans.
Ew.
So, why are we shaming?
No. I'm reading their Instagram profile. Jared and Corey married and together for 8 years. Like, okay, cool.
Like,
do you need to put the length of your relationship on your profile?
How dare you tell us how long you've been in a relationship?
No, I just don't understand. Like, does that make it more?
Bitch.
Does it make it more validating that you guys have? I don't know. Whatever.
I don't know, bitch. If I was with, if me and my ex had made it 8 years, I would probably
put that in your profile.
Hell yeah, bitch! If I got a wedding ring, all in your face, I would be out here looking like Yandy.
Okay, all right.
Not
a white.
The bird
bitch.
jumped out.
Yes, the bird.
I have a ring, bitch, and you.
Ring.
Oh,
exactly.
God.
Bitch, I would be a whole bird if I was wiped up for 10 years.
A whole pterodactyl. Do you remember? Do you remember what? Do you remember what Cardi B was saying when she was on Love and Hip Hop? But are you paying they rent? But are you paying they rent? Like that's what I want to know. Like, I don't know, but I would be like married for 8 years and rent is paid and flew out. That's what would be mine.
Listen, I'm all about, if people want to put, I think it's a little obnoxious. Like, when I was in a relationship, I was not putting, like, ring emojis or, like, the couple things in my profile. Because, like, that's none of y'all's niggas' business. If I, like, you'll see my nigga when you see him.
I think it's in the same vein as people who post a photo, like, 2 months in their relationship and, like, 2-month anniversary, 3-month anniversary, 6-month
But that's
anniversary.
different.
I used to be like that in high school.
And then it's like 8 years. I don't know.
That's what, bitch, last summer, did I not post 3 years and counting?
Okay, but like, is that on your, it wasn't on your profile. Anyway, I'm sorry. We're getting off topic. I'm sorry.
Yeah, what do they do?
I'm just being a hater. You're right. I'm being a hater.
I think you are just a little bit, just a tad, just a smidge, just a sliver.
It's okay, John. You can hate. Wait, what's their Instagram though?
I don't know. Is it Big C?
Hold on. I'm sorry. I just had to go away. It was.
Anyway, the point is, we're trying to tell a story. Right?
Text it to me.
And
Big C Men X.
Got it. Okay.
Got it. So he got into it with foreign performer Dolph Dietrich.
Is he black?
No.
No?
Nobody in that story is black.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is white on white crime.
So Dolph called him gutter trash. No. Sorry, no. I mixed it up. Corey called Dolph gutter trash and a pathetic sex worker, which is weird.
Oh,
because you do
no.
Just for fans.
The girls are fighting.
You do just for fans, sis. But he also, so Corey and Jared got shit because they are Trump supporters. They are no longer Trump supporters, but they were Trump supporters. They posted pictures of themselves with Trump memorabilia, and they got dragged for it. And then they like came out and were like, "Hey, like we are not Trump supporters anymore."
Wait, the Big C men were Trump supporters?
Yeah.
Oh, trash. Okay, done.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he said that he and his boy, that's what he calls his husband or man or whatever, are no longer Trump supporters. They got into it then, but they also said to Dolph Dietrich that they made fun of the fact that he OD'd.
Oh my God, you can't make fun of that.
Wow, okay.
And his depression and his suicidal
Oh
thoughts.
no,
because
No.
he's talked about them publicly, and so they like basically use that against him. And then Nick Capra jumped in
Oh
and
God.
said that this Corey guy has
Wait,
like deep
who is Nick
insecurities and
Capra?
delusions. He's a porn performer as well. And he said he's deep insecurities and delusions of grandeur. And Corey responded by saying, fresh out of recovery, openly struggling with sobriety.
Oh no.
Yeah.
This
So,
is yikes.
yeah. So
Wait
yeah.
a minute.
So
Oh,
Ford,
this is a mess.
yeah. So Ford, who is the owner of Dominic Ford, who's the owner of Just for Fans, said that he would be receiving his last payment next week, and that was it. That's all. He's on Just
Damn.
for Fans, yeah.
So the big C men are getting kicked off, pretty much.
Yeah, but he said he's claiming his own. He's announced that he's building his own website. So I mean, I'm sure they'll be fine because it looks like he said that he claimed that they have 1,300 fans, each paying $14.99.
Oh,
So they're claiming that they're making like $20K a month.
1,300 fans paying 20.
paying $14.99,
14.
and
So
he's
15,
claiming, yeah,
basically
he said
15.
he claiming they're basically making almost 20,000 a year. I mean a month, a year. Ooh, Jesus.
dang, that's 19,500 a month.
Yeah, can you imagine? I like that's if that's true.
I wonder if that's tax free.
No, it's not. There's no way in hell
Oh,
because they're still earning money. That's the
No,
thing.
they get taxed.
Yeah. And they
Wow.
may even be getting taxed more because there's like this weird sweet spot where you're when you're not entrepreneur, but like an entrepreneur, and you're making so much money, like you almost like lose more money than you're getting in because you're paying so much. It's weird. It's this weird thing. Anyway, I won't get into that. But yeah, so that was interesting. I don't know. I never heard of this happening before, and I don't think it has. So I think that's why it's a story. It's on Out Magazine by Mikkel Street.
Oh, we stand.
What are your thoughts?
I think this is hilarious to me because it's like I just like I love seeing white gays fight each other. It like
What's
feeds
the
my
tea?
soul.
The girls are fighting.
The girls are fighting. I mean, like, is anyone surprised? Like, I'm not surprised by this, like, at all. Like, because a lot of these people, like, I don't know. I just feel like a lot of the really popular people in porn as of late have just been, like, showing their ass. Like,
Yeah.
I don't, like, and, like, this is just another thing to add to the list. And it's like, I've just seen so many, like, I'm actually, like, really happy to see there being discussions with, like, porn stars and about, like, the work that they're doing and stuff. But it's always, like, every time you talk to one of them, they just have the most, like, embarrassing shit to say. And it's like, I've seen almost every single one of these bitches, like, in, like, of all, like, races too, like, say stupid shit. And it's just like, girl, like, you know, like, you have Armin Rizzo over here talking about, oh, you're just mad because I want this because you want this BBC that I get and blah, 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 and stuff like that. And then you have other bitches. I mean, he said it. So it's like and made a video of him saying it. So it's like, you see all this shit happening. You have people over saying Wakanda forever and like coming into people and then defending that shit. It's just like, it's a mess. But I love to see the white gays fight each other because this is like, and honestly, I think maybe there could be a lesson learned here, but I'm just going to sit back and eat the popcorn and watch.
I think that if you're working for a company who has political views that don't align with yours, then if you want to keep your job, then don't be surprised if you say something that's not, I mean, this is not like a company, I'm sure, with like a huge corporation that has a human resources department where you could say, this isn't right. Like, or I'm sure this is not a company that has union backup or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if this is a private small company and your boss is like, hey, don't make a political statement, then, I mean, don't be surprised if you get fired when you do.
Yeah.
Also, you supported Trump as a grown-ass adult, so bye. I have no sympathy.
Yeah, I mean, whatever.
It's just, and it's just wild because they took the stand. So Dominic Ford said, the community we are trying to build does not have room for this kind of bullying and harassment. We hope never to do something like this again. he's clarified that the subscribers to Big C Men will have access to the uploaded content through the last month, but it will be closed to new subscribers. And then the statement ended by forwarding anyone who suffers from depression or suicidal thoughts to the Trevor Project. Yeah, okay. It's wild because from everything I'm seeing, they're like one of the top like performers for this website. And they have so much power in this realm that like doing a video with them can like jumpstart your career as OnlyFans or Just for Fans girl. Like it can, or can bolster the career that you already have in that, and like get you so much more money. And so it's just interesting. Like it's so interesting because I feel like, especially with like porn companies, we see so many people being horrible. I mean, in any industry, really, not just in porn. You see people being horrible and being allowed to be horrible because they're making money still. Like I don't think R. Kelly would be getting the shit that he's getting now if he was still making the kind of money he was making 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah, this whole thing is.
But it like I don't like to toot people's horns, but I think it's admirable that they were like, hey y'all, like this is not it, and we're cutting you off.
No, I agree with you. I'm just mad at them that they were fucking Trump support. I just feel like it's like situations like this are really like interesting to me because when someone wants to fuck someone, the lengths that they will go to like do the mental gym. No, I mean, it's not even trying to be shady. Like, it's true.
When hands touch review? No, I'm kidding.
Oh, I'm dead. Okay. So me and John saw When Hands Touch yesterday with Amanda Stenberg. So if we bring that up, that's why. But I just feel like, and everyone does it, like, but when you want to fuck someone, like the lengths that you go sometimes, well, no, we don't do it to this extent, but like the lengths you go to like excuse people sometimes. And it's nice to see that not happen in this particular situation. Like, because it's like, okay, great. Like it's great that we can hold people accountable because it started to feel like all you have to do to not be held accountable for your mistakes is just like go to the gym 5 times a week. And it's like, you can do whatever the fuck you want. And like, that's not okay. Like we shouldn't be judging people's character by how much we want to fuck someone. Like that's not cool. And I'm glad that they're taking a stand and saying like this shit isn't okay, because I'm sure and I'm glad that they did it for a white couple too, because I'm sure they would have been like, if it was a black person or a thing of color or not a thing of color. I'm so sorry.
A thing of color.
I am so sorry.
TLC.
Wow. If it was a couple of color or something like that, like I feel like the situation would have been handled like way worse. So I'm glad that the same thing would have happened. So I'm glad that they did it for the white couple as well. That's all.
I'm shook that it is like 2019 and not to shame anyone, but someone is paying $14.99 a month to watch this specific couple.
Yeah.
Like that's not including any other porns. That's just this couple.
Well, I think people enjoy like specific people, and I think there's also like what's the word? A sort of what's the word I'm looking for? A charisma that like
that's
no,
true.
But there is like it's not that's like true. Anybody
You're
can
right.
just fuck on camera. Like that's not a difficult thing, but like everyone doesn't engage.
It takes
the
talent.
Same way. It does take that certain talent, and and I also think that sex workers should deserve to be paid for their.
No, that's true. I'm just being problematic in that, like,
and if you can, like, I mean, why not get paid for
since I was 16,
anyway?
And I haven't paid for porn since I was 16. So I'm just wow. Good job on the porn industry. Maybe I should. You're right.
Yeah. And but maybe you should. Maybe we all should. I mean, look, I'm poor girl too, and I haven't paid for porn in ever. Actually, I don't think I've ever paid for porn before.
That's true.
But it's something to consider because these people are providing a service, and we're enjoying that service. So.
Yeah, I don't watch those though, so I'm not gonna pay. That's great, babe. I did think it was interesting what you were saying before, though, is that like it's a talent, like, or rather, like it's a skill, it's a talent and skill that you have to cultivate. Like being a sex worker and like performing, like people practice at that shit. Like it's a craft.
You don't remember everybody's name because everybody ain't memorable.
Yeah, not everyone's memorable. Like, and that's, no, but really, like, that's why I get upset sometimes with, like, the OnlyFans girls when I'm talking about y'all just sit here and put up a camera and do whatever, because there are people in your field that are, like take it seriously.
Yeah.
Like, and, you know, so, like, if you're going to go do something, like, do it. That's all. But yeah, support sex workers for sure. If you are like the, you know, OnlyFans girls and all that shit. So,
yeah, I mean, and also like we still have we still have the girls out here that are still like speaking up and having these conversations, aka XL. I know Sean Zevron's been on a few panels in the Bay Area. Like there are porn performers that are like having these gay porn performers who are having these important discussions and aren't just complete ignorant assholes. It just unfortunately sucks that a lot of people don't really have to be, you know, I mean, it doesn't suck, but like a lot of people don't have to really think deeply about stuff. So, you know, that's why you give them a Twitter and then they just say whatever the fuck comes to mind, and it's not always intelligent or well thought out. But anyway. And welcome back to the discourse.
Hello.
So, John is actually going to lead this discussion because he came up with this week's topic. So, Jean, take it away.
Yes. Hello. I am John. I am a fan of aardvark.
Jean.
Okay. Well, actually, first of all, I want to apologize about some things that were said in the last episode. I think we had just like casually. I think it could be interpreted as casually talking about some self-harm and how some of us have dealt with heartbreak previously and suicide specifically. And I'm sorry if that was triggering for some folks. It's just like that was real for me and that was what I was going through. So I was just kind of word vomiting and saying things without thinking about it. And, you know, how I process things sometimes is just I just make light of it. And I'm sorry for folks who were triggered by that. And I'll try to be better about it. And so thanks for pointing that out. But anyway, the discourse this episode is we've been having this theme about, you know, how to give a heartbreak and relationships. And so I wanted to talk about forgiveness and what that looks like for some people. How do we forgive someone who's hurt you? Or how do we forgive someone who doesn't even want forgiveness? Or how do we resolve the conflicts that we have with other folks? And what does forgiveness look like to you? So I think I'm going to go first.
Yeah. Well, I also wanted to apologize because I definitely added in on that, on the mentions of suicide, which again was also very real. Like I was not, everything I was saying, like I was like, I fully had been thinking at the time, even though I was making light of it. So yeah, but I am sorry about that. And in the future, we will, like John said, add warnings. So yeah.
Okay, so forgiveness.
Forgiveness. Can you imagine? Sorry.
Wait, where's that from?
It's from Hamilton.
Oh.
It's the only musical I know.
I think it depends what, you know, like all of our topics, what the situation is. I think if I could give some advice for folks who are still in relationships, don't go to bed angry at your partner. Like, try to forgive to a certain degree. I don't think it's healthy to go to sleep angry and like, you know, not actually processing, but I don't know, people process differently. But I think with forgiveness in general, you have to reach, it's almost like the stages of death, where it's like denial and bargaining and anger. I think forgiveness is a certain level of acceptance. And I think with forgiving, you have to reevaluate like yourself and try not to be emotional as much as possible, because I think that sometimes gets in the way of forgiving somebody, because when you're emotional, you sort of focus on the issue and not the person or yourself, and you're not focusing on resolving anything. You're just focused on who's being right. And I think
sorry,
it's okay. And I think with forgiving somebody, it's not about who's right all the time. And sometimes that's going to be really hard for some of us. I know it's really hard for me, because I can be a little stubborn, and I do want to be right. But at the same time, if I want to get past the situation, and if I'm seeking forgiveness or if the other person is seeking forgiveness, then you're just going to have to push that aside and kind of just go, not be the bigger person, but push that aside and move past the situation. And I think forgiveness also includes and I think I learned this from Sex and the City, and it's really corny that I have to like refer to that, but the movie where in the movie where Miranda had forgiven Steve for what he did to her for like cheating on her, but she continually punished him during the relationship. Like that was, I think that was a good point that they pointed out, was that like if you're going to forgive someone, you can't continue to punish them for the same thing that they have already apologized for, if that makes sense. Like so in the movie, Steve had cheated on her and she forgave him and took him back, but she would like continuously like make these jabs at him. And I think that's not very healthy. Like if you're going to forgive someone, you forgive them and don't bring that up anymore. Like don't bring up the issue, because it's not healthy. It's just like now you have this position of power and now you're just holding it and you're like waving it in front of their face and like making them feel guilty, and that's not going to make for a healthy relationship either. But yeah, those are my quick thoughts on forgiveness. What about y'all?
Can I go?
Yeah.
It's funny. I'm like trying to like, because this is
topical.
I'm like, no, well, it's like I get what you mean about like letting things go, because so I was in a situation, and I obviously can't go into detail about that, but I was in a situation where I was hurt by something that the other person did, and I never felt like I got like the answers that I wanted from it. But I was also like, I was like, this is not a big enough of deal that I'm ready to like end the relationship over it. So I'm either gonna like forgive you or I'm gonna just end it. And I decided to like forgive it. And it was one of those things that like, if it ever came up, I would be reminded that I'd never felt like I got closure from the situation. But I was also like, wow, like, but I was also like I literally would have to like forget it, because you really can't hold on to that. And so like, I think that is important. Like if you decide to forgive somebody for doing something to you, you really do have to like, yes, they were wrong, but you really do have to like let go of that. So I guess it was just reiterating what you had already said, but it's funny for me because I feel like I'm really petty, right? So like I get grudges really easily, but I also think that because of that, I also let go of shit really quickly. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I didn't think that deeply about this before I jumped in, but
no, that's okay.
But I feel like I feel like I don't really struggle that much with forgiving people. If anything, I feel like I worry sometimes I'm too forgiving.
Like, because you feel like people take advantage of it?
Yeah, because I feel like because I'm like, I think because I'm so distrustful of people, I like try to overcompensate, especially like over like the past couple of years. Tried to overcompensate by being more understanding. And I think sometimes people, it's what gives me pause about being understanding, because I'm very quick to judgment, which is not good either. But I think it like sometimes saves me from like being in situations with people, because I'm like, I don't trust it. I don't trust you. But then it also closes me off to opportunities. But I do think that sometimes people take advantage of you being forgiving, of your forgiving character. And I also think that you can be forgiving without necessarily forgetting. And by forgetting, I mean like going back to the way things were. Just because you forgive someone doesn't mean that things have to go back to what they were like before you
Yeah, that's a good point. There is a difference between those two. Is that you can't forget because you have to learn those lessons before. I don't know. You can't just forget about it, I think. But forgiving them is...
I could forgive you and still not fuck with you.
Yeah.
No, that's actually... Fuck, that's like... I'm kind of shook, actually, because that's like a... Because forgiving someone doesn't mean that it has to go back to... Fuck! Woo!
Well, because you don't forgive people for other people, you forgive people for yourself.
Right.
It's why I'm talking... It's why, like, when we were talking about decentering whiteness, I'm not, like... I'm not trying to like decenter white people for white people. I'm not trying to make them feel more comfortable. I'm trying to like hold on to less things. I'm trying to let go. I'm trying to be less heavy. And so when you're like holding on to all this shit, that weighs you down, whether you wanted to or not. And you're carrying all that baggage into future relationships, romantic and otherwise. And so I feel like when you forgive people, you're doing that for you.
No, that's... Wow, that's tea.
That's tea, actually.
Can I just like riff off of what you were saying?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, sorry. So, that actually hit me because I've been thinking about this a lot and kind of like what forgiveness means because I hold grudges and like part of that...
The Aries.
I mean, well, part of it is because part of it isn't even like, I don't even know if like grudge is the word. It's more like there are certain, I'm not even like one of those like energy vibe people, but there's like certain people that give me like certain like energies and stuff like that where like it's like where something will happen and it's not like where I'm like, oh, I hate this person, I don't ever want to see them or whatever. It's just more like my brain and my instincts and my gut tells me like just stay away from that person. And so typically what will happen is like those things don't happen often, but when they do, it just does. And so like sometimes like I don't feel the need to even like communicate with that person and like I just like go because sometimes the thing is just so like it just irks me or like the energy is just so bad or something that it's just like I don't want to like even like be around it. And it's been interesting because I feel like I felt bad for that because like there have been things that like people have done or said to me where I don't want to say forgiven. It's just more like I'm apathetic at this point. Like it's just it happened and it's just like I'm to the point where like because to me forgiving is almost like this positive like cathartic experience and it's like oh yeah I do this and like it's this weight lift off my shoulders or whatever. But then I'm still thinking in the back of my head like okay well this bitch did something to me and so I'm not going to be around them and like I don't even know if I consider that like forgiveness, like, but I guess, that's where I was kind of shook because the definition of what that is can be different. Like you can forgive someone and say, okay, you did this thing to me and that happened. But then you guys are saying you can also be like, but I don't really fuck with you and still forgive them. And
because you don't have to be a stupid bitch. You don't have to be a dumb bitch to forgive somebody. Like you're not going to let them fuck you over again. You just going to let it go and move on with your life.
Yeah, no, that's kind of like mind blowing because it's like, I don't know. There's just like, damn. No, I'm sorry. It's just like that.
No, you're good.
I've never thought about it like that before. Like for real. Like I've literally always thought of like forgiveness as like I remember I was watching like when the On the Run tour happened, like and the HBO special came out. There was an interlude, and it said something about it's forgiveness is me giving up my right to hurt you for hurting me.
Oh.
And like, and then there were, and I was just trying to like process like what that meant. Right. And I've always took that as like, if I give up my right to hurt you for hurting me, like, I always took that as like, okay, well, we're cool. But it could also just be like, no, I don't need to do anything back to you, but you just need to stay the fuck away from me. Like, But I'm wondering, like, if you're saying, like, but I need you to stay the fuck away from me, is that coming from a place of, like if you truly forgave that person, like, is that something you would say? And I guess that's what I'm asking.
I mean, maybe I wouldn't say it like that, but I would just be like, like, I just need you to back up a little bit and keep it over there. I'm going to be over here, doing my thing. It doesn't mean like I feel like I said, it's about you. So like if your forgiveness is about you, it's about you protecting yourself, right? So by protecting yourself, you're also still protecting your energy and your space. You're not like still allowing this person who's toxic to you or whatever. And that doesn't mean that they're a bad person either, but just that they are toxic to you in particular. You know, you're just protecting your space. That's all. You're just doing stuff for yourself.
Yeah. And I guess sometimes too, it feels like, I guess lately I've been feeling like a lot of people have been like, I don't know. I have not done a good job of keeping up with a lot of like my relationships and stuff like that. And sometimes it feels overwhelming, and that like, I feel like people are like, oh, I need to see you. I need to do this. And like, I feel like so much is like being demanded when I just like don't don't have the energy to like do that sometimes. And like, and I feel, I don't know. And then it's like then I start to get angry because I'm like, do people not realize I'm like fucking tired? I'm busy, like, and then it starts to like fester, and then that starts to turn into like and like I'm realizing that that's not healthy. So hearing you guys say that is just kind of like crazy, because it's okay to be like, look, like, I'm sorry I did this to you, and I'm sorry we did this to each other, but like, this is where I am. I need space, and like, you know, and whatever. Okay, huh? And
I also feel, I mean, and then that ties into a discourse that I want to have later on, which is communication, because I feel like that's so like topical. The leading cause. I mean, we don't have to talk about it today. Obviously, we can't. But like, I feel like communication is like the leading cause of like conflict in the world. Like, I feel like so much of everything that we do is around us building our own narratives around what we don't know. Oh, I don't want to talk to this person. So I'm not going to talk to this person, but I'm just going to build up this whole story. So this person probably thinks this, and they're probably like feeling like this, and they're probably doing that. And oh my God. And then how dare that bitch think that? And like, now you're mad because you built this whole narrative in your head about what this person thinks and feels. Yeah. And you don't actually know. And it could be completely unrelated to what you think it is. Or you could like talk to people and find out like, you know, you have like, I had a friend who I was like building a lot of shit around, and I was like not talking to this friend about my issues with them. And then I was ready to be like, I don't think we can be, because we've been friends for years. I was like, I don't think we can be friends anymore. And then I like literally like just had it one day, and I just was like telling them, and this was like 2 years ago. I wish I had learned this lesson then. But anyway, this was like 3 years ago. And I had the conversation. I was like, these things that you say to me, like, they hurt me. And they were like, I'm sorry. I had no idea that was hurtful to you, and I will like not do that anymore. And they don't do it anymore. And our friendship is fine. But I was ready to just be like, but I was ready to just be like, you know, like, I was so anxious around having conversations about my feelings with people and being honest about like, because I'm good with conversation with strangers, but when it comes to friends, I don't like to have conversations about how they're hurting me. But it would literally take them being mad at me and saying something slick to me for me to then come back and say what I feel about it. And then so you're like, well, actually, bitch. I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. So yeah, like that's where I was at, and I was ready to just, instead of having this difficult conversation, I was ready to just throw away the friendship. And like, I'm so glad that I didn't, because that would have been really stupid, and it wouldn't have, and then I would just have been short one friend who is amazing to me. See, you know what I mean? Yeah, but that's a different topic. That's another story. I'm no storyteller. It is, Baze, but I'm glad that you said that, because I think people need to know where they are. Because I'm at the opposite stage where you are, like where it's just like no. I'm being real. Like, sometimes like I just don't have the energy to have those conversations. Like, because we're talking about like, you know, these things require work, and this conversation assumes that you care about the person that you're trying to forgive, and sometimes like, I don't care. And that's okay. And like that's what I'm learning. It's like, sometimes I'm learning like, I don't actually need as many friends as I thought I needed, and I didn't, and I don't need and we didn't even talk about like forgiving yourself. Oh, because, my God. Bitch. Because sometimes you have to forgive yourself for that. Like, I beat myself up thinking like, I have to sit here and like, every friend that I've had since like college, I have to sit there and like expend myself, and like, and I felt like I wasn't being fair to myself. And I know what I'm saying is being very selfish, but that's where I'm at. Like, and that's okay. Like, but it's, sorry, go ahead. Sorry. I was kind of done anyway, but it was just more like, I had to forgive myself for being like, for feeling like, oh my God, I don't want
all of this shit in my life. And like, and when I, you know, took the steps to kind of like change that, I felt bad for like a really long time because, you know, there were certain people where like, you know, we just grew up and we just grew apart. And I beat myself up over that. And I was like, Rakeem, you're a terrible person. You're a horrible friend. You're a horrible this. You're a horrible that. Like, you'll never be. And it's just like, I didn't care to continue those relationships. And I didn't forgive myself for allowing myself to just move forward with my life. And like, sometimes we have to we have to give ourselves the grace we give other people, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I think also it's a matter of like figuring out who you care enough about to do that with.
Yes,
like, you know,
also
what I mean? Like
good point.
deciding like
Also good point.
everyone doesn't like we have a finite amount of energy to expend to people. You can't give it to everybody, so you have to decide who's important enough in your life to extend it to. And if they're not, then you just gotta let that shit like rock, or like tell them that, you know, be honest with them, or just like let that shit like fade away.
That's tea. I mean, like, and there's nothing wrong with that either. Like, and that's how life happens. Like, I think we all look at that as like, we failed our friend or like whatever. But like, people grow up and like shit happen. I'm just I don't know. This is just the headspace I'm at right now where, I don't know, where people have been like, oh, like, let's hang out and let's do this and and I'm just like, I don't really want to. Like, I just want to go home. And like, and there's other stuff we need to forgive ourselves for too. Like, I'm sure we've done things when we were younger that like we beat ourselves up for, or like, I know I beat my fucking self up for taking all these student loans when I was like 18 and didn't know what the hell I was doing. Like, you know, and you have to like forgive yourself for that when you mess up too. Because you say this all the time. Like, you know, if this was someone else, like, if this was a friend of yours, would you talk to them that way? Like, the answer is probably no. So, like, or John, you say it too. So, like, allow yourself the same that you allow other people.
Yeah, I was going to touch on that too. I think forgiving yourself. And I think the specific, the situation I'm referring to is when I wasn't the best person in the relationship. And so I had done some things that I'm not very proud of. And so as a result of that, I was like beating myself up for it for a very long time. And that affected like my friendships, my self-confidence, my relationship to others, my potential future relationships with other potential romantic partners. And like, because I didn't forgive myself, I didn't give myself any more room to explore or grow. And so I was like not playing the victim, but sort of like I continued to blame myself and like beat myself up for something that I knew that I would have forgave someone for more quickly than I forgave myself, if that makes sense. Like, I think when the situation happened to me, I did forgive somebody, but then when I did it, I was beating myself up for it, and that wasn't healthy either. And so because I didn't forgive myself, I wasn't moving forward with my life. Basically, I was in the same spot, in the same rut, and because of that, the same type of toxic relationships were happening and toxic habits I was doing to myself. Yeah, forgive yourself. I have a quick question, or I don't know if it's that quick, but is there something that you cannot forgive?
Oh,
like say something whatever it is, and someone hurt you so bad, and it's like the thing that you are fearful the most, but they genuinely are sorry for it. They're like begging for your forgiveness, but you just can't. Like, what is that thing?
Well, what kind of forgiveness do they want? Because, I mean, like, do they want forgiveness like, I forgive you, but you need to back the hell away from me? Or do you want forgiveness that means that, like, we still gonna be in each other's lives?
Yeah, they want forgiveness and they want to be in your life.
There's actually a lot that I...
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot, actually.
It's actually a shorter list
for the other one.
Yeah.
So, for me, I think it's mostly, like... It's not like there's not like one thing. I mean, I think there's like obvious things that are like for everyone. Like, well, actually, no, I don't even know. I think if you like physically put your hands on me, that's it. Like that.
Facts.
Yeah. If I don't okay, let me not incriminate myself. Whew. Sorry. No, I was just gonna be like, if you put your hands on me, bitch, that's it. Like, you're dead. If you physically touch me, that's something we're automatically like, that's it. Like, racial slurs, I'd have zero tolerance for it. Like, if you say something like blatantly like if you call me like a nigger or something like that, and whatever, other than you, bays, or or something like that, like, or those kind of things, like, for sure. But also, like, for me, like, I just can't constantly. I know this is going to sound terrible, but I can't deal with people who are like negative, like, all the time. And I don't mean like, you know, we're friends and you're going through a bad time or something. I mean, like, everything. Like,
yeah.
But
like, people that, like,
what is that person doing that you can't forgive?
I'll give you an example. Like, it's not even that it's forgiving. It's just, it's exhausting to be around. Like, for example, like, if I say something like, great example. Like, when Kingdom Hearts 3 came out, like, no, I'm dead ass serious about this. Like, when this came out, this is something that, like, people knew I was super excited about. Like, and this particular, like, the particular people that did this, like, knew how excited I was about it. And then it's like, they just automatically decided to, like, message me, like, all of, like, this negative shit about how I hate this, I hate this, I hate that, I hate that. Like, and to me, it's like, when you see someone that's, like, clearly enjoying something or, like, at a good place, and you're just constantly having to bring up, like, negatives about, like, everything, and it's like, and it's like, that's exhausting to be around. So, like, I don't like those kind of people. It's like, if you're always like, oh, well, there's a problem with this, or I don't enjoy, like, bitch, say something positive. Like, I can't, like, that kind of stuff is just, it's not something that people do that, like, I can't forgive. It's just stuff that I don't care to, like, have them be around anymore or have the conversation for, because it's just like, your energy's just, it's doo-doo. And
Doo-doo.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry.
That's a professional term.
I was gonna say, I feel like things I cannot forgive. I go back and forth. I think cheating is one that, like, I don't think I would be able to forgive. Like, I go back and forth on that one because of what it, like, yeah, like, I think, like, if you cheated on me in particular, not, like, just cheaters in general. Yeah, I feel like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I think it's not happened to me yet, so I can't say for sure, but, I think that's something, like, I don't even know, like, the necessarily, like, the sexual part of it, but, like, if there was, like, an emotional part attachment to it, I think
like
that
an
would
affair.
really, like, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Either an affair or there was multiple people you fucked behind me, like, behind my back. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you were just, like, fucking so many different people behind my back, or if it was, like, an affair. But if I feel like, I don't know. I feel like those would be, like, the two things I would just be like, I literally don't want to know you, see your face. Like, you remember that episode of Black Mirror where everyone's face is, like, blurred out? You could, like, block people in real life and their faces get blurred out. Like, that's what you would look like to me from now on. I think a friend sleeping with an ex would be too.
I think that's
but like an ex. I don't mean
I know what you're saying. That's like valid. Like,
not even sleeping with. I think if someone even if I found out they were, like, making the moves and planned on sleeping with them,
trying to do that,
you,
like,
bitch,
done.
you would, bitch. Not only would it be done, you would be getting cussed out.
Yeah, that's grimy,
bitch. You would get told about yourself. What else? Lord Jesus, what else? I don't know. I mean, all of the things I can think of are, like, tied to, like, relationships, I guess. Yeah, because I can't really think of too many things that, like, your friend could, like, do to you. I mean, they could betray you, I guess. They could, like, like, commit fraud on your name or something.
Oh, bitch. Oh, listen. Oh, that's a great bitch. Okay, if you steal from me, bitch, that's it. Oh, girl. You made a great point. Steal from me, that, like, done. Also, something very specific.
Yeah, you don't have to do that more than once. If you steal from me once, it's done. I don't have anything to say to you.
That's it. Like, the funny thing is, Baze, is, like, the cheating part, actually, that, I think, that's something I would, like, work through. If it was not an affair, like you were saying. If it was something, like, I think I've said this on the show before, like, if someone just came up and they were just like, oh, I got really drunk and like I fucked someone, like I actually would not.
That's one thing.
Like
That's
I
what I'm
wouldn't
saying.
be mad
It would have
at
to be
that.
multiple. It would have to be like hella niggas.
Oh yeah.
Like you like cheat on me multiple times with multiple people. Like that would. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, no, that's just disrespectful as hell. Because like just either have the conversation or open up or break up with me. Like
Exactly.
Like because then you don't respect me enough to even like talk about like because it's one thing if you like. I think that there are some relationships if you just go like, hey, like. I've had friends say this where they've been like, you know, I want to fuck other people. And, like, it's fine. And, like, they talk through it and they, like, have some kind of, like, thing. But if you're just going to go and just do that or whatever, then, no, that you're right. You're absolutely right. That's not.
What about you, John?
Well, you took the friend with an ex thing, and that actually happened to me in real life. Like, I did. That's why I was like, if someone even planned to, and that's actually what happened. I found out that someone was someone like this is very specific. This person I was friends with, and I was like venting to about my breakup. I was like, I'm really sad. Like,
I know this story, so I'm not sure.
Like, I was like crying, like and like venting to them.
Just so you know, I will fight them for you.
Oh, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that.
Okay.
But yeah, I was really sad about the breakup, and then come to find out this person, while like the same time frame I was venting to them, was like trying to sleep with my ex. I just thought that was so like psychopathic. Like that behavior is wild to me. Like you could look at me straight in the face and like console me, but at the same time like turn around and do that. And so I didn't, it wasn't very hateful. I tried to be as nice as possible, but I was just like, hey, you did this to me and I don't think I could ever forgive you for that, so I'm sorry. Like I don't think we should, I have nothing more to say to you, and that's it. I wasn't like trying to get violent, but yeah, that is the one of the things that I cannot forgive, because it's, I don't even know how to file that type of behavior. It's just like people, like I said, people like to act, especially amongst the gays, like to act like they're on a TV show and they just have to fuck everyone in the main cast instead of finding like extras to go fuck. And it's just like there's so many people in the city of LA and the city of New York, right.
and Chicago, like, you know, take your pick. There's so many gays in these major cities, and you're in a major city. You can't just like not fuck like a handful of people.
You know what's amazing?
It's not even that hard.
You can fuck and date people that like aren't on the internet. And it's fine. Like you don't you don't gotta pick people off Instagram. Like
I mean, you could even do that, but just can you like do that with people that are not?
That's what I'm saying. Like pick couples off of Insta, like the Target.
There's options, girl. You got options, and you out here. But I think some people are like they are like really like broken.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
And they literally like they have to be. They're so self-destructive that they will like destroy the lives of people around them too.
Right. That's a good point. But, you know, I don't have time for that. And I don't want to forget.
No. Oh, no. Yes. And that's where you forgive the person because they got their own shit that they going through.
Yeah.
And then
because I've heard about this guy and from multiple people, and he is not a good person. He's got something going on. So he like, that's where you just forgive and you let him stay where he's at, and you just forgive for yourself to let it go.
Yeah. Damn.
Woo. Well,
Woo,
that got kind of spicy at the end.
Did it? I mean, we didn't say no names. It could be anybody.
That's true. It could be anybody.
But if you felt like you got hit, Go on and holla.
It's okay.
Look, and here's the thing. I actually got hit during a few times during this conversation too. Like during the 30 minutes we've been talking about this. And there are things that like we like I need to re-examine too. Like no one is perfect. And I like and I think it's like important to say too in these conversations, like with all four of us, like we are not perfect people at all. Like
I feel like they know that. They drag the fuck out of us every day.
I know, but I just like to say that because sometimes I feel like when we're doing discourses, I don't want people to feel like we're talking about like we're talking about this from like a high horse or some shit like that, bitch. Like we're right, like we do and go through this shit too. So it's like, damn. Like a lot of stuff I was talking about, I need to practice better, like myself. So it's just kind of like, you know, okay.
Okay.
Any other last comments? Do we have time for a letter or?
I think we have time to read a scenario. I think we got a scenario.
Oh, we got a
single solitary scenario.
Okay.
I love these scenarios. We get the most wild submissions sometimes. Scenarios.
No, it was a zombie apocalypse scenario.
We actually got a ton of those.
Oh, did we? Oh, I literally checked like the day after, and I didn't see any.
Oh, I got a few because I remember my email. Let me go look to see if because I know we got.
I want follow ups on some of the relationship situations that we got.
Oh yeah, we didn't get any of that.
I did get a follow up from one of our listeners who was living with some homophobic roommates, and now this person is moving to LA. And hey, congratulations! So I hope you found family here.
Aww. Okay, so from this person we have, if the apocalypse happens before I get home, I'd need to grab my bottle cap staff, flare gun, water purifier bottle. It's a yardish stick with bottle cap screwed into the stick. Me and my friends know of a house on a small island surrounded by a lake. The house isn't ours, so we'd have to fight whoever gets there first. I'm the tall friend with fighting experience, so that's what I'm bringing to the table. One of my friends has a garden and would bring her veggies with her. My other friend was an Eagle Scout, so he's got us on survival skills. This is all assuming that cell towers are up until we can find each other. Okay, that's a solid plan.
But also, how are you going to carry all that stuff?
Well, she's bringing veggies. She got a bag. This stuff sounds like it's easy to carry.
I heard an air purifier and all that shit, but okay.
No, water purifier bottle.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay, got it. I was like, how you just gonna bring a whole ass Brita filter, bitch? Like, okay.
I was just like, yeah, just put it in your backpack. Okay, I mean, you could also do that if you just carry like some like a duffel bag and just put a bunch of shit in there. You could do that.
Wow.
Look, if your life is in danger and you actually, never mind. Let me not.
Oh, you just.
I know. I'm so sorry.
What do we call that?
I was going the same route too, Baze.
Yes, but anyway. So if you are very invested in life, you are gonna do what you gotta do.
Shut up,
You're gonna do what you gotta do. What? You gotta do what you gotta do.
You're invested in life. Yeah,
if you are, you're gonna do what you have to do. You're gonna handle your business.
Wow.
We also got some breakup song.
Breakup song recommendations.
So they said Daily. This is so this is the person named Daily, and then their song is called Time Travel, Lose Control by Silk, and Tender Kisses by Tracy Spencer.
Who are those?
I don't know.
I've never heard any of these people, so I'm gonna have to look this up. I like that though. Like I thought we was gonna get like some, I don't know, some like
irreplaceable.
Yeah.
Like some like regular ass shit that every one of us knows already. I like rediscovering new artists. So
through heartbreak.
Wait, have you listened to Casey Musgraves' album, Baze?
I did.
High Horse is a great breakup song. It's not about a breakup, but it's about dragging someone who thinks that they're the shit, and that could be used as a breakup song. So, anyway,
I've been listening to a lot of Rico Nasty.
Ooh, wait, who is Tina Snow? Because
that's girl. You don't know who Megan Thee Stallion is?
Wait, is that the same person? Megan Thee Stallion, Tina Snow.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, what, John?
I've heard of her through Baze, and I've seen her live on some radio show. She's really good.
She posted.
They've been calling her Todoroki.
Yes, that's what I was about to say. I stand. She posted something on Twitter like, "Oh, bad bitches who like anime, put a thing down here," because all these like straight men were in her things about, bitch, you don't even know who fucking Todoroki is, and she's like, bitch, you don't know this My Hero Academia shit. You don't know who the fuck I am. So she said, all the bad bitches that watch anime, post your pictures below, bitch. And when I was standing, because she was replying to shit and be like, yes, I love this show and all this shit. Bad bitch. I don't know who she is, but I'm about to buy everything she got. Send me the music.
Yeah, you need to check her out. Like, she's so underrated. This director did a weird this interviewer did this really weird interview where he was like asking her when her body developed, and I'm like,
what?
Like this?
What?
Yeah, it was like it looked like a porn. It looked like
that's
those
predatory.
pre-porn interviews. You know those pre-porn interviews?
Yeah,
that's what it looked like. It was like I was
predatory.
like, ew, like she's fucking talented as fuck, and this is what you're talking about? Her titties? Like, come on, man.
Yeah, that's gross. Wow.
Yeah, I've been listening to Casey Musgraves. I've been listening to Kelsey Lou, Maggie Rogers, and Fever Ray. Those are a couple artists I've been listening to. That I got. Adam and Mitchell put me on. So.
I was going to say, who put you on Fever Ray?
Adam and Mitchell.
Say, that doesn't sound very bass, but that's cool. What'd you say?
I was going to say, do you know any of those artists?
No, I don't. I only know Fever Ray.
Okay.
But,
I don't either. I was just saying. Okay.
I do have a question for our listeners. If y'all have anything that you feel like you cannot forgive, I want to know what that is.
Oh, that's a good question.
And
Question.
And shout out to a listener who I ran into in West Hollywood on Saturday. I'm so sorry that I forgot your name, but I was also not in the right mental state to have intellectual conversations. But thank you for saying hi.
That's tea, actually.
I'm in that mental state all the time. Like I never want to have these conversations, but thanks for saying hi. Appreciate it.
Oh yeah, let me thank you to all the people that come up to me too. I've like been so drunk when I've been out, so I know I don't know. I'm sorry, but it was nice to meet you. I'm also like, I got really, really high last night, and I'm still feeling it a little bit.
Oh,
which is weird, but yeah. So this episode, I'm sorry, guys. I did this.
That's okay.
I was at this party, like freaking out. I was like, everyone like thinks I'm so weird. Oh my god, I'm so weird. Why am I so weird? And then I would like make jokes, and nobody would laugh, and I was like, oh my god, I should have just not said that at all. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. It was. Yikes. I don't know, man. Yeah, I think I was being weird, but I don't know if I was just being paranoid or not.
I need to leave the house more so I can meet people. I don't really do that, but because no one has come up to me and I have never gone anywhere. So yay! I'm glad that y'all.
Girl, you gotta get out the house.
That's what I'm saying. But like, it's the house. Like, why would I? Why would I? Ew, that's outside. Real. Ew. For what? Okay. Anyway, so I guess that'll wrap up this week's episode of Podcast The Color.
Are you high, sis?
I'm laughing at what you. Okay. Anyway. Yeah. I had my phone in my hand, so I just got.
Sorry.
And I am. And what about it? Welcome. Ooh. Wait, not welcome.
Welcome. Wow.
Wow.
Jesus, mess.
Okay, put down the weed. So thank you for listening to this week's episode of Podcast The Color. You can find us everywhere at Podcast The Color and on Twitter at Trash of Color. If you have honey roasts or zombie apocalypse plans or messy ass situations or
things you can't forgive.
or movies you can't forgive. Amanda,
oh my god.
Then, send those to podcastofcolor@gmail.com. And with that, wait, does anyone have any announcements this week?
Mm-hmm. No.
I do. Sorry.
Oh, go for it. Just go for it.
No, girl. Like, we're not going to begrudge you your successes. Like, we just think it's funny.
So,
like, damn.
Sorry, I'm, therapy. Anyway, so, I'm going to be in the Other Places Art Fair. I'm very excited about this. It's in Redondo Beach. And I'm going to be there with Monta Vista Projects, which is the curatorial collective I'm a part of. So essentially it's a site-specific art fair where each booth has to, they essentially have to build a booth. And it's going to be like a site-specific installation. So it'll be this Saturday and Sunday. I will be there on Sunday. I don't know if I'll be there on Saturday just yet, but I'll be there Sunday all day. And I'm very excited to show you what we're working on. I'm literally about to finish working on it after we finish recording the show. Like, I'm doing that for the rest of the day. So I'm very excited about that. And I will post something on Instagram if you guys want to get the information for it. So yeah.
Okay. Ooh, I want to see that.
Yeah, I'll text you. It's not done yet, but I'll text you when what it is. So, all right. So with that, sorry.
No. I was just saying thanks for tuning in.
And we'll see y'all
Gracias.
Next week.
Salamat.
Renee Bays, Rakim, 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 Renee Bays, Rakim.